Let's talk a little bit about your role as a Üforia network marketing professional, as a Üforia independent distributor, as a nutritionist. What is your main role? What is your main responsibility? Let's talk philosophically for a moment. So first of all, you've got a couple of different responsibilities. The first responsibility is to just pique people's interest, right? Pique people's interest. Let them know what you're up to. Too many people get involved in network marketing and they're like secret agent network marketers. They're in the business, but they don't want anybody to know they're doing the business. As you got to let people know what you're up to. We're going to talk about some different ways that you can pique people's interest today. So that's number one. Number two is you have to learn how to invite people to take a look at your opportunity. So once you pique their interest, you've got to know how to invite them to learn more. And what are you directing them to? How do you do that? What's the language that you use? Number three, once you invite them to take a look, it's just to simply answer questions for people that want more information. We're going to follow up and answer any questions that they have. And there's a specific way that we do that. And finally, number four is to collect decisions. To collect decisions. Guys, this is what your responsibility is as a network marketing professional. If you are not piquing people's interest in having conversations, inviting people to take a look at what it is that you're doing the follow-up work and making sure that people get the information that they need to make a well-informed decision and ultimately collecting decisions, then you're not in business, because this is what network marketing professionals do. Don't confuse a lot of people confuse the work. They think, ooh, if I'm posting on social media, I'm working. I spent all day on social media. There's nothing wrong with marketing and promoting on social media, guys. But at the end of the day, there's one thing that's going to determine what your paycheck looks like at the end of the week. And it's how many people that you put in process, how many people that you put into this funnel. Let me show you what the funnel would look like. So if we had a big giant funnel, okay, so let's just draw this out. Okay, so if we had a big funnel, this is what it would look like. Right here at the top, you've got piquing interest, okay? This is where it all starts, right? Conversations, I want you to write this down. Conversations lead to invitations. Conversations lead to invitations. This is where you start piquing people's interest, and what do? You invite them to take a closer look, right? So the next step is you invite them to take a closer look. And we're going to be using different tools and resources to be able to do that. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So now, and you'll notice from the invitation process, what are we doing? We're following up. We're making sure that we're getting people that have questions connected to the right information so that they can make a well-informed decision. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we're collecting decisions. Now, you'll notice that my funnel gets smaller and smaller. So each step, right? Step one, step two, step three, and so forth, as we move forward, less and less people are in my funnel, and that's okay. The entire process, the entire funneling system is designed for people to remove themselves out of the equation that are not a good fit for what we're looking for. And if you follow these steps, that's great, because they remove themselves, but what it does is it allows you to focus in on the right people that you should be talking to. So again, here's the challenge. The challenge is if you go put, 5 people in process this week, and average 5 people a week for the next 4 weeks, that means you probably put about a total of 20 people in your funnel. Well, if you put 20 people in your funnel, if you're bad at this business, if you literally are just getting started, you fumble the ball, you have a hard time inviting people, if you're brand new in this business, worst case, you're still going to end up with 10% of the people that come out on the other side. Now, with a product like this, I'm just going to tell you guys, I believe that it's more like 20, 30% that are going to come out on the other side, simply because we have a product that everyone wants, right? See, here's the true litmus test of network marketing. If you were to take away the opportunity, the money, the hype sometimes that's focused around these companies, here's the real question. Would people still want to buy your product? And I'm pretty confident that there are companies that are out there right now in network marketing that if you took the money away, those companies wouldn't exist anymore. I'm 100% confident that even if there wasn't money attached to this product, that my wife and I would still order DNA Nutrition. And I imagine most of you would as well. And so that's where you know that you have something special, right? A customer-driven model. So at the end of the day, let's just say that you're really bad at this business. You put 5 people in process every week for the next 4 weeks, you're going to end up with 2 or 3 people that join your business in some form or fashion, whether they're customers or business builders, right? It's all about how many people that you're putting in your funnel. You know, if I increase that number and I take that to 25 people, well, watch what happens. Now I've got 125 people in process, and now I've got 12 or so people that have come into my business this month. Well, guess what? 12 or so people, you know, if we look at the average commission that's paid out right now, which is 40% front level, you know, that could be $150. You know, the top level is $300, mid-level about $150. So 40% mid, you know, average on that times $150. Guys, you do the math on that. You're looking at approximately $1,800 in commission just for going out and doing the work, talking to 25 people a week. But what if you did 50? What if you went out and talked to 50 people this week, 200 people this month? Now you put 20 people into the business. Now you've got 20 people on an average of $150. So now all of a sudden you're looking at what? You're looking at about $2,500 in commissions. Is that right? I'm not very good at math. A little bit higher than that. So about $2,800 in commissions just simply because you went out and started talking to the people. So at the end of the day, what is going to determine what your paycheck looks like is how many people that you put in process. For me, when I'm launching my business, there's a different level of intensity. There's a different level of focus. There's a different level of energy that's brought to the table when you launch your business. If you learn to launch, most people join a business, they sign the contract, they dabble, they put their foot in the water, they're in the business, but the business is not in them. So unfortunately, what do? They limp along. They limp along and eventually they just die out because there's just no momentum. Momentum is referred to as the great exaggerator. Momentum is a network marketer's best friend. Where does momentum come from? You setting yourself on fire. Somebody has to carry the torch. Somebody has to go first. And if you decide to do that, if you decide to light that torch, guess what? One of my favorite quotes, shine bright with belief and people will come from miles just to catch a glimpse. My question to you right now is, are you shining bright with belief? Are you shining bright? Are you carrying that torch so that the world can see it, so that people go, you know what? I want to be a part of that movement. Everybody wants to be a part of a movement. Don't kid yourselves. Everybody wants to be a part of a movement. Everybody wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves. But somebody has to start the movement, and that comes from you. You know, we've got great leaders in this group, but look, at the end of the day, we got to stop looking for leadership and we got to start looking in the mirror. It all starts with you. This is your movement. It doesn't matter what the leaders are doing, your upline doing. What matters is what you are doing. And so you have to make a decision where you're at and what you're going to do over the next 30 days. For us, I can tell you that we are going all out. I mean, I'm talking 14-hour days. You know, from the time that I woke up, my first call came in at 6:58 this morning. It was Ron Williams. And I was just kind of starting to wake up and I was laying there in bed. I jumped out of bed. I ran out here and I took that phone call. And you know what? I've been on the phone ever since. And I will be on the phone until we hit the bed tonight. And that's just how it works. Now, I understand that some people have to do this part-time. Some people do this spare time. You have jobs. I get it. I totally understand that. When we were, you know, first really getting going into the business, we've been doing this part-time for a few years. But when we finally decided that we were going to go all in, guys, I had to go to work. I had a job in the morning. I had a job in the evening. I had a little bit of breaks during the day and on the weekends. And that's the only time that I had to build my business. But you know what? I went to work. I took my weekends on because I wanted to change my circumstances and my situation. So you've got to make a decision if you're going to go all in. But what I do know is that when you launch this business with the right energy and enthusiasm, if you launch properly, your first 30, 60 days sets the tone for the rest of your business. Why? Because if I come in here and I create a movement, if I light myself on fire, I have the right contagious enthusiasm and I go all in. I mean, I'm talking about all in. You know, you can't sprint forever, but you can sprint for 30, 60 days. You can even sprint for even 90 days. Some of you guys, if you've never watched the 90-day run by Eric Worre, go watch it. He talks about the type of level of intensity that you need to have to truly launch a business. But I'm telling you guys that if you do that right, everything else will take care of itself. Why? Because if I come in here and my goal, just so you know, is to sponsor 100 people within 30 days. Now, your goals don't have to be the same as my goals, but you got to have some goals, right? You can't hit a moving target. You wouldn't wake up in the morning and grab your car keys and just start driving without knowing where you're headed. So why live your life that way? Set some goals for yourself. My goal is 100 people in 30 days. Now, what happens if I don't hit it? So I might only hit 75. Do you think I'll be disappointed? The point is if I go put that many people in process and I talk to that many people, and we start to create this movement and this excitement and this momentum. We start to create the story. Your story is the most valuable thing that you can have. And in 30 days, I'm calling people up and saying, listen, look, I got started in this deal. Let me tell you what's happening. 60 days from now, let me tell you what's happening. 90 days from now, listen, let me tell you this movement that we've created. People are going to want to join, but you got to go first. So it's all about launching your business. Now, let's talk more specifically about the invitation process. So I like baseball. I grew up playing baseball. I was a catcher, and I loved it. At one point, I thought that was what I was going to do, just like any young boy growing up. Thought, hey, man, I'm going to be a professional baseball player. So I'm going to use the baseball diamond as the analogy, okay? So here we've got first base over here. I'm not an artist, by the way, and let's go up here to second base. And then let's go down here to third base. And we've got home. So let's talk about a batter stepping up to the plate for a moment. If you understand the game of baseball, if you step up to the plate with the intention to try and hit a home run, meaning you're swinging for the fences, you're going to strike out 9 out of 10 times. You might get a hold of one, but you're going to strike out 9 out of 10 times. On the other hand, if you step up to the plate with the intention just to get on first base, you're still going to put some out of the park, but now your batting average is going to come up. You might be hitting 300, 400. 400 is pretty high, but let's say that you're batting in the 300s, which, by the way, 3 out of 10, if you're batting in the 300s, you're on the all-star team. You make it to the pros. So even professional baseball players strike out 7 out of 10 times or get out 7 out of 10 times. So the objective is just to get over here on first base, okay? Just to get over here. And I call this piquing people's interest. Where does that come from? Comes from having conversations with people. And I have conversations a number of different ways, okay? I'm going to give you 3 different examples. I do it in person. So, I ask people, what are you currently doing, or do you currently take supplements? Here's the thing. Asking questions is the key, right? You got to learn to ask the right questions. And there's a million questions that you can ask. Hey, listen, are you open right now to other streams of income? Are you making more money than you can spend right now? It's one of my favorite questions. Hey, Michael, you making more money than you can spend? Michael would go, no, but I wish I was. Cool. You open to making more money? He'd say, yeah. I'd say, great. Listen, I got something that you need to take a closer look at. It's one way to pique people's interest. There's no one size fits all. Everybody is a little bit different here. So, in person, depending on the nature of the relationship, if it's somebody that's close to me, I'm just going to say, hey, listen, are you open right now to other streams of income? I have something that you need to take a closer look at. Or I'll ask them, let me ask you a question. It's one of my favorite questions. I've been using this a ton right now. If all things were equal, if you had the choice between a custom, tailor-made designer suit that was made just for you, I'm talking about when you wear it, you feel like $1 million, or an okay, off-the-shelf suit that maybe doesn't fit you perfectly in all the right places, but it gets the job done. Which would you prefer? 100% of the time, people say designer suit. I say, well, listen, let me ask you another question. Would you rather have an okay, off-the-shelf supplement or nutrition that's designed for the masses, or something that is designed based on your own DNA, customized just for you, with a possible 400 million different combinations? No 2 are the same, and one of them is yours. If all things were equal, which one would you choose? They're always going to say, well, I definitely choose the customized nutrition. Great, then I have something that you need to see. So it always starts with asking questions. Piquing interest is pretty simple if you just learn to ask the right questions. Are you happy? Write these 3 questions down. Are you happy? Do you have a plan in place to give you everything that you want in life? So are you happy? Okay, are you happy? Do you have a plan in place to give you everything you want in life? And if not, would you like to see one? That doesn't have to sound so robotic, but are you happy? Do you have a plan in place to give you everything you want in life? If not, would you like to see one? I'll give you an example of what that might sound like. So I'm traveling in the Salt Lake City airport one day, come down the escalator there, and right on the right-hand side, there's a restaurant. I go to sit down, waiting for my plane to come. And this waiter comes out, this young man. And so we start talking a little bit. And I just asked him, how long have you worked here? And he tells me that he's worked there for a couple of years. And I says, really? A couple of years? Man, you must like what you do. Do you enjoy working here? And he says, man, No, I don't. I hate it. I have to fight traffic every single day to come to work. Once I get to work, I have to go through security every single day. It's a nightmare. This is really, what's your ideal situation look like, right? So that was my way of, first of all, asking, are you happy? Do you enjoy what you do? Do you like working here? What's your ideal situation look like? Well, I have a communications degree. I'd love to put that to work, he says to me. I says, really? Communications degree? He says, yeah, but I can make more money here than I can right now with the jobs that are available for me by just going out and getting that degree. I says, interesting. Well, let me ask you a question. What else would you do? He says, well, I'd love to travel. I'd love to put my degree to work and I'd love to travel. And I says, okay, so do you have a plan in place that's going to allow you to be able to do those things? He says, well, I'm working on it, which means what? Guys, when somebody says I'm working on it, what does it mean? It means, no, I don't have a plan yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm open, I'm looking, but I don't have a plan. I says, well, do you have a plan in place to be able to accomplish that goal, to be able to travel, connect with people, put your communications degree to work? He says, well, I'm working on it. He says, well, let me ask you a question. If I could help you, right? See, I'm not selling now, I'm serving. Do you see the difference? If I could help you get out of this job that you don't like, put you into a situation where you could travel, create amazing life experiences with the people that you love and care about, and put that communications degree to work, would you be open to watching a short video that explains what I do? He says, 100% I would. I says, great. Listen, I need my bill. I've got to go catch my plane. I don't have any more time to go over it right now. Write your name and your information down, and I will share that information with you, and I will follow up in a couple of days. I think that you're bright and talented. I would love to have somebody like you in my business. I think that we could do something special together. Thanks so much. Got to go. Bye-bye. So there's a ton of different ways in person that you can pique people's interest. The key is just learning to ask the right questions. No one size fits all. There's some scripts that we're going to upload into the group today, Eric Worre scripts. And if you don't have them, if you're new, I encourage you to print these scripts out. So if you're watching this on replay, and if you're not part of our community, because this will also be posted in some other social media platforms, definitely join our team page, Üforia Legacy, and then download the scripts that we have under files, because those scripts, I would encourage you, even if you've been in the business for a while, if you don't have this lingo that just flows out of your tongue, if it's not yet memorized, then I would definitely print these scripts up and get them in front of you. And every time you go to make a call or text somebody, whatever the case might be, put an approach in place mentally before you reach out to them. And these scripts will help you formulate the perfect approach based on that individual. So we'll put those into the group. So those are some examples in person. Another way that I like to reach out to people is via text messaging, right? Text messaging, think about this. So if I called my son not too long ago, he didn't answer the phone. He texts me right back, says, what's up, Dad? I'm like, what's up is I need you to pick up the phone, dude, right? People today, they text versus calling because it's faster. You can cover more ground that way. And so you have to learn to utilize texting. I mean, I'm a big fan of belly-to-belly interaction. Nothing replaces belly-to-belly, but you do have to learn how to utilize technology to your advantage. And so for me, I like texting, and I use texting a lot, especially for my hot market. So for my hot market, I'll text a friend and just say, hey, listen, I have something really important to connect with you on today. When are you available? I'm setting the tone right from the very beginning, right? A sense of urgency is your best friend in network marketing. And so for me, I'm letting them know, look, we need to connect. When can you talk, right? Right from the very beginning. So, that's one way that I would use a text message. And when they call me, especially if it's a close friend, I'm just going to say, listen, I have something that you need to see. An opportunity has come across my desk. I believe that this will be the biggest story of 2019, and here's the best part. Nobody knows about it yet. Now, I say that for a couple of different reasons. Now, depending on who it is, I might go into more detail and I might not. That's usually enough right then and there. I always suggest that you're in a hurry, right? Michael talked about this yesterday. When you're in a hurry, think about the people that get things done, the movers and shakers of the world. It's the busiest people in the world. A lot of times, people are like, oh, I don't want to approach that person. They're so busy. They're so busy. Those are the people that you want to approach. Those are the people that are getting things done. And so for me, I think about who's the busiest person that I know, who's the most successful person that I know, who's entrepreneurial minded. Those are the people that I want in my business, right? Those are the, I want, you can't motivate people. You have to go find motivated people. You can't teach motivation. It has to come from within. So for me, those are the people that I'm talking to. Those are the people that I'm going after. So, you know, the key is I just want to pique their interest enough to get them to second base to watch a video, right? To get them to watch. And so sometimes, you know, I'll pique their interest and I might share a 2-minute video with them right here. I might say, listen, I've got something that I want to share with you. I've got something that you need to see. So I might text them and say, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. Are you open right now to other streams of income? I've got something that you need to see right away. Is it okay if I send it over? I always ask for permission first. I don't like spam, so I don't like to send somebody something without their permission first. So I don't get in people's inboxes and say, hey, listen, just joined this new company. It's launching right now. Here's a link. Check it out. There's a word for that. It's called spam, and there's no place for spam, not even food. Spam shouldn't even exist, especially spam when it comes to social media. So I always get permission first. My wife's laughing at me. Oh, maybe there's some spam fans out there. I'm sorry, but there's no place for spam meat in a can. I'm just telling you guys, there's just no place for it. So anyways, for me, I always ask for permission first. Hey, listen, I've got something that you need to see. Would it be okay if I send it over? And then you and I connect later today. It's very important. I need to get your opinion on this. But I'm always asking for permission before I send something. I don't like unsolicited approaches. Another thing that I don't like is I had somebody call me the other day and they get on the phone with me and they just go right into the pitch. And I literally found myself for 20 minutes, I'm on mute talking to Summer going, this guy won't stop. Like I told him, you know, we talked for a little bit. I told him I was excited. I was launching something and he just went into his pitch anyways. And 30 minutes later, he's still talking. And I'm like, you got to learn to ask questions because what he should have asked is, are you open right now? Are you open to taking a look at other streams of income? Are you open right now to other opportunities? If somebody says, no, the timing's not right, that's okay. Just say, listen, would it be okay if I tap you on the shoulder in a couple of months if this thing takes off the way that I think it's going to? But don't just continue to go on and throw up on somebody. So again, for me, piquing interest can happen in person. It can happen with text messaging. Look, I've got something that you and I need to talk about as soon as possible. When are you available today? He might say, well, I'm available in an hour. Great, listen, I need you to watch this 2-minute video. I'm gonna call you in an hour. We need to talk about this. I think I found a way for you and I to make a tremendous amount of money over the next 12 months together. I'll call you in an hour. So my first step is just to pique their interest. Sorry, my little guy wants to get in on the conversation. So from there, what happens? The next one is to get them to the next exposure tool. So I'm using right now the Ron and Eric Worre video quite a bit. Me personally, I'm using the Eric Worre, Ron Worre video quite a bit. Why? Because I think Eric Worre brings a tremendous amount of credibility to the table. I'm especially using this if they are in network marketing. You know, people understand and respect Eric. He's the top trainer in the world. The fact that that video was filmed at his house, even if Ron, this was his first video that he ever did, and he may have come across a little bit nervous in this video, I still think he did a tremendous job. You know, I think that he did an amazing job of talking about the vision of the company and what Üforia is all about, and ultimately the story and the messaging. And what I've heard over and over again is that he came across real and authentic and organic, and that's what people love about Ron. And so for me, I'm using this video as a second exposure, just getting him to second base. So my goal is, and finally, last way, how else do I pique people's interest? Facebook Messenger. I'm a Facebook Messenger ninja. I'm constantly talking to people on Facebook Messenger. Hey man, what's new? What's exciting in your world? How's business going? You know, let me ask you a question. Are you open right now? You know, I love Facebook Messenger, and I'm going to share with you guys my $1 million tip with Facebook Messenger right now. Okay, this is how I am covering a lot of ground, and I'm separating myself from the competition. So most people, they're texting in Facebook Messenger. A lot of people just go at people and write this big, long, I mean, every day I get at least one person that writes like this long write-up about their company. You can tell it's copy and scripted, and they just go from one inbox to the next. Please don't do that. It doesn't work. So here's how you separate yourself. And I put this script in for the group, so it's in under files. You can download this exact script. But here's what I did. So I started reaching out to people. When I first saw this, I reached out to Michael Zappia. And here's exactly what I did. So I went to the Facebook message recorder. Now, I'm gonna caution you, you only have 60 seconds. So it's easier to do this when you have a headset in, because then you can watch that bar going and you can know when you're gonna get cut off. because you don't get a chance to redo these messages on Facebook. It's like once you record it, you can't go, oh, and curse and all this stuff and try to delete it because it goes and it sends. So just know that. So you got to be well prepared. That's why I wrote the script out for you guys. So here's what I said. I says, hey, Michael, listen, I hope you and the family are doing well. Listen, I have come across, an opportunity has come across my desk that I am so excited about. I believe that this will be the biggest story of 2019. And here's the thing, nobody knows about it. And I say that for 3 reasons. Michael, the first reason is because the people that are involved. Ron Williams, been in the industry for 2 decades, started a company called Forever Green, has launched some of the most prolific products in network marketing, absolutely brilliant. And then you have Terry LaCour and LaCour Enterprises, who, if there's a LeBron James when it comes to back end, that's Terry LaCour. He's launched 2 companies in the last 5 years, both Prove It and Lavelle, that are doing $500 million a year in this industry. These 2 coming together is insane. And then, of course, you have Eric Worre, who has come on board to head up all of the training for our company. He's never done this before with any other company, which brings instant credibility. And boom, right about there, I'm done with my first 60 seconds. So then I go back and say, now, and not only are the people that are involved amazing, but Michael, we have a product, DNA Nutrition, that is unlike anything that you have ever seen before. And finally, when I said that nobody knows about it, just about 4 weeks ago, Ron and Eric actually filmed the launch video at Eric Worre's house. And we literally, no one even knows about this yet. So, I'd love to share that video with you. I would love to get your opinion if you're open to taking a closer look. And if it's interesting, then we'll hop on a call and chat. So I sent that in a message. Why did I do that? Number one, because if I get 10 messages in a day, if I get 50 messages in a day, but one of them is a voice message, I'm always going to listen to that voice message first. Number two, I wanted Michael to hear my voice. I wanted him to hear my excitement, but my sense of urgency. I didn't want to come across like I was hyping anything up, but I wanted him to hear me, right? There's nothing better than hearing someone's voice. There's a different connection level there. And number three, I wanted to get that information out. Think about that. If I typed all that out and sent that to Michael's inbox, what would that have looked like? It would have came across like spam, right? So this was a personalized message. Hey, Michael, man, I hope you are doing well and everything is going great with you. Listen, I don't even know if you're open right now to taking a look at other opportunities, but listen, you know what? Something's come across my desk that is keeping me up at night. And you know what? I firmly believe that this is going to be the biggest story of 2019. And here's the thing. Nobody even knows about it, Michael. I mean, nobody knows about it. Now, listen, I say that for 3 reasons. Boom, 1, 2, 3. The people that are involved, DNA Nutrition. And again, the timing of this thing, I mean, literally, we're about 12 days into this thing, Michael. So listen, just the other day, Eric Worre and Ron Williams, they filmed the announcement video for this company. And I happen to have a copy of that video. I would love to share it with you. I would love to get your opinion if you're open to at least taking a closer look. Now, what's my overall objective, you guys? What was I trying to accomplish? I was just trying to get enough, just to say enough that gets him to go, I'll take a look. Because I want you to think about this. Most of us, including me, we're not looking for any opportunities. I wasn't like out actively looking. I wasn't going from company to company. I wasn't looking at comp plans. Most people, when you see an opportunity, you recognize that opportunity, and the successful ones, they take action on it. And so for us, you just know when you know. And for me, the minute that I saw this and I really started to research it, I just knew that this was going to be a huge story. I knew it. I know this is going to be the biggest story of 2000. You guys mark my words. Watch, we'll go do $100+ million next year. People are going to go, what just happened? Right? What just happened? That's going to happen. I guarantee it. I already know. I can feel it. I've been there. I can tell by the energy. It's going to happen. So for me, all I was trying to do is get Michael to do what? Pique his interest enough to watch a video. Now, I didn't even use the 2-minute video. And I'll be honest with you guys, in the beginning, for me, I never even used the 2-minute video. I use that sometimes depending on the situation, if it fits the right situation. If I'm texting a lot, I don't want to send a 45-minute presentation to somebody over a text, so I might use it to pique people's interest. That was the first exposure that I used for the first 10 people that I sponsored here. Exactly that approach. Dan and Charity Schaefer. I knew they were not open. I knew that they were working on their other stuff right now. But here's the thing. if I would have just inboxed Charity and I said, hey, Charity, are you open right now to take a look at an opportunity? I know what she would have said. She would have said, you know what? Not open right now, Travis, but thank you so much for thinking of me. I didn't want to go that route. So what did I do? I recorded the message in her inbox. And you know what happened? And we've shared this on a couple of calls. Charity says to Dan, well, should I tell him that we're not really interested? Dan's like, heck no, get the video. I want to see the video. They watched the video, and guess what? They're on fire right now. They're here. They're all in. They weren't looking. The timing wasn't right for them. The timing wasn't right for me. Forget about timing. Guys, the right people are going to show up along your journey if you are putting people in process. So I put them in front of the Eric Worre video. Now what happened? Now they had questions. So what did I say? And I shared with you some different ways that I get people to look at the opportunities. So I now got on a phone call with them. And we talked about this. And all I did is reiterate the three things that I'm excited about, right? I'm excited about the timing of this opportunity. I don't care what anybody says. Timing is everything in business, right? So timing of the opportunity. I'm super excited about the people that are involved. And you know what? The product just makes sense. Again, Michael, if you had the choice, all things being equal, between a custom tailor-made designer suit that's made perfectly for you versus some off-the-rack, okay suit, doesn't really do anything great. It's okay, gets the job done. Which are you going to choose? You're going to choose the tailor-made suit every time. So why wouldn't you do that with your nutrition? When you start saying that to your prospects, people go, oh my gosh, this is going to be huge. Ron says it all the time. This is going to do to the supplement industry what Amazon has done to the retail industry. Why? Because why would you want to take blind nutrition anymore? I don't want to take 100 different pills in the morning when I have the option to be able to take this. So this is what I did, is I just basically got them here where we had questions. And what did I do here? I connected them to a third party. Why? Because I was new. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Hey, listen, those are some great questions. I'd love to introduce you to Ron. And I connected them to Ron. Now you might say, well, we don't have connections to the CEO. That's okay. You have connections to the person that brought you into the business, right? That's who brought us into the business. We came to the company. So we're direct to the company. So you have somebody that you're direct to, and those people have the ability to be able to say what they're excited about. And if they can't answer the questions, then all they have to say is, listen, those are great questions. Let me write those down. We'll do our best to make sure that we get those questions answered for you. In the meantime, let me tell you what I am excited about: the timing, the people, the products. Guys, when you follow this system, what's happening is, and here's the thing that I'll ask you. I want each and every one of you to mentally go through a checklist in your mind as I ask you these questions. Can each and every one of you ask somebody a question like, hey, listen, who's on here? Rhonda, are you making more money than you can spend right now? Rhonda might laugh and go, no, what I wish I was. Okay, could you do that? Could you ask somebody that type of question? Rhonda says, well, no, but I wish I was. I say, okay, great. Are you open to making more money? Rhonda says, sure I am. Because I've never had anybody ever in the history of that question go, you know what, I'm making so much money I can't afford to spend it all, but thanks for asking. I have never had anybody answer the question that way. It's a brilliant question. You making more money than you can spend right now? No, but I wish I was. Well, listen, you open to making more money? Sure I am. Great. Listen, I have something that you need to see. If I sent you over a short presentation that explained what I'm working on right now, that literally has given me a permanent case of insomnia, would you watch it and just give me your opinion? I want to know right now, everybody that's watching this, I don't care if you're catching the replay, if you're watching it live, if you could do that, if you could ask somebody a simple question like that, I want you to drop yes into the comments section. If you could do that. Okay? If you could just ask somebody a simple question. Are you open to taking a closer look? Hey, listen, right now, are you open to other streams of income? Listen, I've got something I'm super excited about. I'd love to get your opinion. If I send it over to you, would you take a look at it? Let me know what you think. I want to know, could you ask those type of questions? Are you happy? Do you have a plan in place? Would you like to see one? Okay. If you can do that, great. Congratulations. You can take care of step number one to be successful in this business. Here's step number two. Can you point and say, listen, I have something that you need to take a look at? Ron Worre and Eric Worre. Eric Worre is the Jim Rohn of network marketing, fills coliseums around the world, and our CEO just filmed our launch video at his house about 4 weeks ago. Nobody even knows about it yet. If I shared that video with you, would you be willing to take a look at it? Let me know what you think. Yeah, great, good. If you can do that, type yes. Because if you can do that, check that off of your list. And then now they have questions. And when they have questions, you just introduce them to a third party, your sponsor. Hey, listen, I have somebody that I would love to introduce you to. They've been doing the business a little bit longer than I have. They have all of the answers that you're looking for. And if they don't, I know that they can find them. They've got an amazing story. You know what? I actually told them a little bit about you, and they said they would love to meet you and say hello. Do you have 10 to 15 minutes to connect today? Okay, so what I do is I connect them to a third party. We make sure their questions are answers. And then what do? We collect decisions. And the people that are in a state of indecision, you may be taking them through this process and they haven't given you a decision yet. Just know that it's very natural for people to process, avoid making decisions. Why? Because when you make a decision, that causes change. What does change mean? You have to be uncomfortable for a little while. We know that when you're uncomfortable, that's when you grow the most. But people sometimes will avoid having to make those type of decisions. So what do? Even when they want to join your business, they'll avoid it in many cases. So what do? I constantly drip on these people. You know, I'll follow up a couple times, maybe 2-3 times in the first week. If they're still not ready yet, then here's what I do. I use the calls or the next event or the next big thing as an opportunity just to keep them connected to what's happening. Hey, listen, you know, would it be okay if I add you to our testimonial group? A lot of great information that's coming out about this product right now. And that testimonial group is going to explode. Why? Because as people get on their pre-nutrition and pretty soon their customized nutrition and they start sharing their stories, and all these people that have been in there watching it, they're finally going to have a day where they go, I got to order this product. So that's going to be one of our number one sources, that testimonial group. So make sure you join it. You start adding your people there. And for those of you nutrition experts and people that are, you have a good amount of knowledge and education, until we start getting those testimonials rolling, please add some value to that group. You know, add some value about some of these things. You know, we put some stuff in there about prebiotics the other day and AC11, one of the ingredients, and Summer's going to be putting some stuff in there today. But feel free to add value. We want that, right? So that's one way I'll drip on them. Another way is I love to go tap people on the shoulder and say, hey, listen, tonight there's a big call that's happening. You know, like this last Saturday would have been a perfect opportunity. Hey, there's a huge call happening today or tomorrow. I just thought you might want to know about it. It's Ron Williams, our CEO, and Eric Horry is going to be on. And he's going to be talking all about what's happening, latest updates with the company. And I just thought that you might want to listen in. So I'm constantly just moving them to the next exposure until what? One of three things happens. They tell me yes, no, or they tell me, yes, I'm ready to join your business, or I'd like to be a customer, or no, thank you. One of those three things. So I just keep moving them from one exposure to the next in as short as period as time. Guys, in closing, I'm going to share this with you. So Bill Britt. Sorry, I'm dropping my lids. Bill Britt, #1 producer at Amway, back when Amway was fighting the big fight, right, for all of us and paving the way for all of us network marketing professionals. He goes and makes millions of dollars. And one day he's interviewed. And they ask him, they says, Bill, man, what's your secret? Amway. Like, everybody's calling us a pyramid scheme. Network marketing hadn't evolved to where it is today, guys. Today, it's the fastest growing business model in the world, widely accepted. I mean, think about doing this with no social media, all of those things 30, 40 years ago. So here's what Bill says. He says, man, there's no secret. I showed the plan to 1,200 people. 900 of them said no. But 300 of them, they signed up. And out of those 300 people that signed up, I would say that maybe 85 of them did anything at all. The other ones, they just kind of disappeared, slowly. But 85 of them, they went to work. And out of those 85, 35 were serious. Like, they got it. They went to work. They saw that this was a vehicle that could change their circumstances, help them go from where they are to where it is they want to go in life. And out of those 35, there were about 12 of them that made me a millionaire. There's no secret to this business. Yes, you will improve on your skills. Yes, we have the best training in the world that will help you do that over time. But even if you lack in skills, I would say that timing right now makes up for whatever you lack in skills. And effort certainly makes up for whatever you lack in skills. Taking action makes up for whatever you lack in skills. If you just take massive action, it will take care of everything else. People come to me and like, my business isn't growing fast enough. Take massive action. Oh man, I'm kind of feeling down right now. Take massive action. Whatever your problem is, massive action will always solve that problem. Guys, we have the hottest story in network marketing. We're 12 days old. Very few people know about it. I would say that if you pulled out your phone right now and went through your contacts, 99% of them have never heard of Üforia or DNA nutrition. You have timing on your side. One of a kind. There's nothing else out there on the planet like what we have right now. We have some of the most proven owners at the helm of this company. Best predictor of future performance is past performance, guys. The rest is up to you. What are you going to do with this window of opportunity? The windows of opportunity in this industry, they don't open very often. They don't stay open very long. But when they're open, incredible things can happen. But it all comes back to if you take action. So with that, guys, I can tell you this. My torch is lit. Summer's torch is lit. I mean, Summer's rocking three-way calls. We're going down the road yesterday. I'm on one call. She's on another call with Tiffany and her prospect doing three-way calls. Guys, we're running. Our torch is lit. And I invite any of you that are kind of just still in that stage of, okay, I'm in, but indecision, haven't taken action yet, come attach yourselves to us. Let us help light your torch and go out there and let's be bright. Let's go out and let's all shine bright for the world to see. So with that, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's dream big. Let's work hard. Let's go change some lives. Follow the simple duplication system, guys. It's not difficult. Put them in process, move them around the bases. You guys take care. We'll see you guys soon.